Let's look at the world America's in for a few minutes here. So it's 9 months from now. You're sitting having a cup of coffee with the next American president. Not quite inaugurated, but soon, within days. And he or she says to you, the world's a mess. I mean, I got a stack of problems here. Looking at America's stature, role, and priorities, Chuck, what's the first thing I should do? What would you tell the soon-to-be president?
First, understand that if you are to be successful in governing this country, and I think it's a priority the next president is successful for the good of our country, the good of the world, then you are going to have to develop a consensus to govern in this country.
And if the president is saying, okay, I'm looking beyond our shores, what's my first priority with respect to the world and America's role and place in the world?
The first section of my book is called Reintroducing America to the World. I don't think there's a higher priority because the realities are these challenges that face America today face the world, whether it's extremism, terrorism, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, environment, energy. These are global problems. 6.5 billion people on the face of the earth, almost 40% of those people under the age of 19 years old. The world does not know who we are. In order for us to lead and to govern and do the things we must do, then we're going to have to do the same thing internationally as we do nationally, is forge some consensus of common interest. And that means the first thing the president needs to do next year is he needs to travel.
What's the first place you go to?
Well, because of the trouble spots and the region that is in flame, most combustible, most complicated, most dangerous is the Middle East.
So you're sitting there having that coffee with the next president, you say, first stop is the Middle East?
I think it has to be. Because we are sucked into, the center of gravity of the world today is sucked into the Middle East. You measure that by oil, you measure that by all the great powers there, you measure that by the confluence of terrorists, extremists.
Now it's the end of the term, you see. It's the end of the first term. And this next president has actually achieved some of the things that you've called for. Realistically, what's different? What can realistically be achieved 4 years from now, 5 years from now?
Well, first, our standing in the world. If a president does this right, I think this next president, as big an inventory of problems as he or she is going to inherit, and they may be the biggest inventory of problems any president's ever inherited. With that, I think, is an incredible set of opportunities. The country wants to follow a leader that they can believe in, they think is competent, they think is honest. Differences of opinion should be. That tension, it makes for better policy. But in the end, we've got to govern. In the end, we have to accomplish something for America. We're failing America today. Both parties are to blame. We're all to blame. And all those kinds of things, if the next president does it right, I think at the end of 4 years of that presidency, I think an awful lot can be accomplished.